What if I told you there's a single movement that activates nearly every muscle group, improves digestion, boosts circulation, and helps prevent aging? And yet 99% of people in modern society have completely forgotten how to do it. It's not a new supplement. It's not a high-tech device. It's not even a workout. It's something your body was literally designed to do. Let me ask you this. Can you squat all the way down, hips below your knees, and then stand back up without using your hands? If not, it's not your fault. You've just been living in a world that trains you to forget. Chairs, cars, couches, office desks. Modern life has slowly stolen one of the most powerful tools for longevity we were all born with. This isn't just about fitness. This is about freedom, about keeping your independence as you age, about reconnecting with a primal movement that once shaped our ancestors' daily lives. In this video, I'm going to show you why the deep squat has been called the most powerful anti-aging exercise in existence, and more importantly, how you can start reclaiming it today. Even if your knees hurt, even if you haven't worked out in years. If you're ready to learn something that could literally change how you age, stay with me. And hey, try squatting right now. Can you do it? Drop a comment and let me know how it feels. Let's dive in. Why 99% of Americans have lost the deep squat and why it matters more than you think. In 2023, the CDC reported that over 36 million older adults in the U.S. fall each year, and 1 out of 5 of those falls causes a serious injury. Now pause for a second. What if I told you that one of the most powerful ways to prevent those injuries isn't a pill or a balance program? It's simply being able to get down to the ground and stand back up with control. That's the power of the deep squat. But here's the hard truth: most people can't do it anymore. Not because they're weak, because they've been sitting too much for too long in all the wrong ways. Let's rewind history. Before chairs, before sofas, before ergonomic desks, human beings lived close to the ground. We cooked, cleaned, ate, socialized, even gave birth in squatting positions. Across Asia, Africa, South America, squatting wasn't a workout. It was a way of life. But today, the average American spends over 10 hours a day sitting. Our hips get tight, our ankles stiffen, our core gets lazy, and without us realizing it, we slowly lose the ability to access one of the body's most essential movement patterns. And here's what most people don't realize. Losing your squat isn't just about limited mobility. It's a biological signal that your body is aging faster than it should. Because when you can't squat, you compensate by using your hands to get up. You stop bending your knees fully. You start taking shorter steps. You avoid the floor altogether. It's not just about movement. It's about independence. Once we lose the ability to get down and back up, we become more dependent on others, more cautious, less confident. And aging doesn't start with wrinkles. It starts with that subtle, silent loss of natural movement. Here's something wild. Children instinctively squat perfectly. Straight back heels, flat, balanced breathing. No one teaches them. It's encoded in our DNA. But as we grow up in a chair-based culture, we unlearn what our bodies were born to do. And when we forget this movement, the body begins to compensate in ways that create pain, stiffness, and dysfunction. That's the real danger, not the squat itself, but the loss of it. So ask yourself, are you really aging because of time or because of disuse? The deep squat isn't just about exercise. It's about returning to a movement your body already knows. And in a moment, I'll show you how to start reclaiming it safely, step by step, no matter your age or fitness level. Because the truth is, you don't get old because you age. You get old because you stop moving like you used to. The science behind the deep squat. Why it's called the anti-aging super move. Let's get one thing clear. This isn't some trendy workout move from TikTok. The deep squat has been called by many physical therapists and movement experts the ultimate anti-aging exercise. Not because it burns the most calories or builds the biggest muscles, but because it keeps your entire body functional. Here's what happens when you practice the deep squat regularly. Your glutes, the largest and most important muscles in your body, get activated. That's critical for balance power and preventing lower back pain. Your quadriceps, hamstrings, and calves work together, keeping your legs strong enough to walk, climb stairs, or get off the floor with ease. Your core and spinal stabilizers engage to keep your back straight, which is key to avoiding slouching, herniated discs, and spinal compression as you age. Your hip, knee, and ankle joints regain mobility, which means fewer aches, less stiffness, and better posture. And here's the kicker. It stimulates blood circulation, improves the lymphatic drainage, and even aids digestion by naturally massaging the abdominal organs. You can think of it like turning on a full-body power grid, all in one simple, ancient, gravity-powered motion. But wait, there's more. A 2014 study published in the European Journal of Preventive Cardiology found that older adults who could sit down on the floor and get back up without using their hands were significantly more likely to live longer than those who couldn't. Why? Because that movement reflects strength, flexibility, balance, and neuromuscular coordination, the exact qualities we lose as we age. Now here's the irony. Most people avoid squats because they think they're bad for the knees or back. But in reality, not being able to squat is the problem. Your knees don't get damaged from squatting. They get damaged from not squatting, from being underused and poorly aligned for years. Modern lifestyles trick the body into decay. We sit in cars, we sit at desks, we sit on couches, and then we wonder why our hips are tight, our knees hurt, and we can't bend over without groaning. But here's the truth. Your body isn't broken, it's just forgotten. And the deep squat is how you help it remember. You don't need a fancy equipment. You don't need an expensive gym. You need gravity, your own body, and a willingness to start. In just a second, I'm going to show you how to safely begin rebuilding this skill, even if it's been years. But before that, let's look at something you won't find in most fitness videos: the emotional and spiritual power of this movement, and why squatting isn't just physical, it's deeply human. The emotional and spiritual power of the deep squat, what modern fitness forgot. Let's talk about something most fitness coaches never mention: the emotional and spiritual layers of this movement. You see, the deep squat isn't just an exercise. In many cultures, it was, and still is, a natural part of daily life. In parts of Asia, Africa, and South America, people eat, rest, cook, and even give birth in a deep squat. It's not a pose, it's home. But in Western society, we've distanced ourselves from the ground physically and symbolically. We elevate everything: chairs, beds, toilets. We sit high, but we've lost the ability to descend. And in that, we've lost something deeper: humility, connection, and grounding. From a spiritual perspective, squatting brings us closer to the earth, the source of all stability. In yoga and Eastern traditions, the hips are seen as storage centers for emotional tension, especially unresolved fear, trauma, and grief. Ever wonder why some people feel like crying when they open their hips in a deep stretch? It's not weakness, it's release. The deep squat gives those emotions somewhere to go. As you sink down, you don't just unlock joints, you unlock memories, stress, and old patterns that your body has carried for years. Think of it as emotional detox through movement. And here's the real magic. When you stay in a deep squat, calmly, consciously breathing through discomfort, you're practicing something far beyond fitness. You're practicing presence. You're sitting with discomfort instead of running from it. You're rewiring your nervous system to feel safe on the ground, in your body and your breath. That's powerful. Because how we move reflects how we live. Someone who can descend with control and rise with ease without fear carries that same energy into life's hardest moments. So if this feels hard, good. Lean into that, not to punish your body, but to reclaim it. You're not just strengthening your legs, you're rebuilding your relationship with gravity, grounding, and growth. In just a moment, I'll walk you through a simple way to start practicing the deep squat, even if you haven't done it in years. But first, ask yourself, what emotions might your body be holding on to, simply because it hasn't had a way to let them go? How to start practicing the deep squat. Start with what your body can do today. No pressure, no ego. Stand in front of a chair or wall for support. Slowly lower your hips, keeping your heels on the ground and your spine tall. If you can't go all the way down, just go halfway and hold for 10-15 seconds. Breathe deeply. Inhale through your nose. Exhale slowly through your mouth. Do this 3-5 times a day. Over time, your hips will open, your joints will remember, and the movement will feel more natural. Remember, this isn't about working out. It's about reconnecting with how your body was meant to move. Who should avoid or modify this movement? If you have severe knee arthritis, recent hip or spinal injuries, or chronic balance issues, avoid deep squats without medical clearance. Always listen to your body. Discomfort is okay. Sharp pain is not. You can modify the movement by using a sturdy chair or wall for support or working with a physical therapist. Safety first, rebuilding mobility takes patience, not force. For beginners, start here. Can't go into a full squat yet. That's completely okay. Begin by sitting down and standing up from a low chair without using your hands. Do this slowly with control, 5-10 reps a day. Focus on keeping your feet flat and your spine upright. Little by little, your strength and mobility will return. Progress isn't about perfection, it's about consistency and confidence. We live in a world that's constantly reaching for more technology, more convenience, more comfort. But sometimes the real power lies in going back. Back to simplicity, back to the ground, back to a movement our bodies have always known. The deep squat isn't just a posture. It's a quiet revolution against premature aging. A reminder that true youth isn't found in your face. It's in your fluidity, your freedom, your ability to move without fear. Think about this. The ability to squat, to rest close to the earth and rise with strength can mean the difference between dependence and independence. It's not about looking younger. It's about living younger. And the best part, you don't need a gym membership. You don't need perfect form. You just need the courage to start right where you are today. So ask yourself, how do you want to age with stiffness and limitation, or with grace, strength, and self-reliance? The choice isn't made in a clinic or a mirror. It's made in your daily movements, in the way you sit, stand, and reconnect with your body's natural rhythm. If this video sparks something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you love, a parent, a friend, a neighbor who's afraid of falling. This simple movement could change their life just like it's about to change yours. And if you haven't already hit that like button, subscribe and leave a comment below. When was the last time you touched the ground and stood back up with confidence?